I was seeing participants already in. Taken away. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Princess. Good evening, Joshua. Good evening, Chioma. Hi, Peju. Welcome to day 2 of producing better results. Good evening. Good evening, Toby. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to day 2. Good evening, Blessing. How are we doing today? Good evening, Adekunle. Welcome. Welcome to day 2 of producing better results. I'm sure we're all ready. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. How's your Sunday going? Mute people as they come in. Ensure that people are muted as they come in. Thank you. Good evening, Zimra. I think I'm seeing some new names today. Good evening, Blessing. Good evening, Chioma. Oga John, good evening. Nina, welcome. Good evening, Owolabi. Good evening, Slasha. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome to day 2 of producing better results. How's our Sunday going? Can you let me know in the chats what emoji describes how your day is going? It's been a lazy day for me. Trying to get some rest to prepare for Monday. How's your Sunday been? Welcome to day 2 of producing better results. Welcome, everyone. We're going to have to jump right in. Good evening. Good evening, Dapo. Oh dear. Okay. Dapo, what's wrong? Why that emoji for Sunday? Quite restful. Thank you, Samuel. Adekunle, looks like you're having a fun Sunday. Let's try to raise that energy. Let's raise that energy. How's your Sunday? An emoji that describes what your Sunday is like today. Mine is just like joy. It's also very restful. Okay. So just a reminder, welcome to PBR 2025, day 2. Yesterday was awesome and we're jumping right in. Just a reminder, we looked at this yesterday, but for everybody to, be on board, anybody who missed yesterday, why are we here today? We're here today to acknowledge our progress. Like Dr. mentioned yesterday, it's important for us to identify the things that we have been able to accomplish in our lives, even though we may not be where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. So we need to acknowledge our progress. Number 2, we're here to prepare for improvement. We can do more than we are doing right now. We don't want to stay in our comfort zone, and we don't want to assume and lean on wishful thinking to deliver goals and results. And number 3, we're here to acquire fresh insights, amazing insights, which is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves, which is our self-improvement. The knowledge of yesterday is not sufficient for today's challenges. We need new insights, and that's what we're here to gain today. We're also here to connect with value. Like Dr. always says, 1 is too small a number to achieve greatness. And if it takes you too long to get what you need, then your network is poor. Just like Dr. encouraged us to do yesterday, ensure to share your LinkedIn profile in the chat. Let's connect with one another. Say your name, what you do, and drop your LinkedIn while the class progresses. Okay, so for anyone who does not remember, which I doubt because yesterday was explosive, we're just going to quickly recap day one. So can you quickly type in the chat one thing that stood out for you yesterday? One thing that stood out for you yesterday. Please, let's quickly type in the chat one thing that stood out for you yesterday. It was a lot for me yesterday, especially on the thought aspects of the training, thinking positively, thinking, effectively. Let me know. What's the one thing doctor said that was really amazing for you yesterday? Please type it in the chat. Should I start calling names? I know some of us that were here yesterday. Slasher, you were here yesterday. Adekunle, you were here yesterday. Tokwe, you were here yesterday. Success, you were here yesterday. What's the one thing that stood out for you yesterday? While we're typing that, you are absolutely responsible for the outcome of your life. That was a call to responsibility. Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you so much. That was one thing that was also very, very strong. You can't sit waiting. You are responsible. Take ownership of your life and ensure that the outcomes, you are responsible for those outcomes. Thank you so much, Helen. Anyone else? One thing that really struck you yesterday? While I expect to see more of that in the chat, I'm just going to quickly stress, you don't need to give all you have to get all you need. Talking about resources and maximizing your resources efficiently. Hello, good evening, Slasher. Thank you so much, Choma. We need to find efficient ways to achieve our goals. We don't need to give everything that we have to get all that we need. The language of support requires commitment. When the language of support changes, there is a response to support. Yes, thank you so much. That really goes two ways. When you're offering support, ensure that your language requires commitment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, during the course of the session, we will be dropping the feedback link, the link in the chat. And please, it is very critical that you fill that link to ensure that we get correct data for your certificates. Every participant should be getting a certificate of attendance. We want to ensure that we get your names correctly. If you do not fill that form, we would not be able to offer you your certificate with the correct name. So please kindly be on the lookout in the chat as the session progresses for you to fill that. Thank you so much. Breaking our personal goals into small steps. Yes, you don't get big to manage, you manage to get big. Start where you are. Thank you so much. It was very insightful yesterday. Dr. Oludayo shared a lot of actionable insights. That was really, really helpful. So on that note, I'm going to welcome Dr. Oludayo. I just saw the slides change. Okay.
Hi, Ore. Good evening.
Thank you, doctor.
Did you call my name? I thought I heard you call my name.
Yes, yes. I was just about to welcome you before the slides change back.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here tonight, and everyone joining. I want to say a big thank you to you for showing up today, day 2 of Producing Better Results 2025. I really want to know those who are first timers here today. If you are a first timer, meaning you did not come in here yesterday, can we see your name or your just type first timer? First timer, okay? First timer. First timer, please type first timer. If you're the first timer today, Am I sure there are first timers here? Maybe
A
there's no.
couple new names, but since they don't want to identify themselves.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Let's get to it. Yesterday was a very good one. We had a conversation around what exactly is producing better results. What exactly is producing better results? And we said there were a few key dimensions of it. 6 of them we discussed yesterday. I would not want to take you back since you attended yesterday. The beauty of this session that we're having today is that we're just building up on yesterday. This is the 6th key dimension. I'm going to recap it maybe later on in the conversation. But our goal here today is to see that we equip ourselves to improve our results. Yesterday, we introduced 2 frameworks, if you can remember. Can anybody remind me what the first framework was yesterday? What was the first framework? The framework we introduced yesterday that we discussed yesterday. What was it about? What was the name? All right, looks like we're alone here. People are just having placeholders in the meeting tonight.
Yes.
It's looking like no one came into the room today. Or people are just settling in. Which one is it?
I think they all had a very sleepy Sunday. So
yes,
maybe they're still gathering energy. Okay, Slasher, you are here. Who else is here?
What was the framework that we shared yesterday? The framework. It was we shared 2 frameworks. TFA. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Vanessa.
TFA. Thank you, Vanessa. T, yes.
Thoughts, feelings, actions.
Thank you. Thank you, TFA. I mean, we all needed somebody to build the card. The moment Vanessa said TFA, every other person started to say TFA. Amazing. Today, we're going to be looking at the second framework. And today, it will sound more like a workshop. And so let me advise everyone here who has joined, if you're going to be able to get yourself a notepad besides the note you're using for taking in ideas, you may want to have a notepad. If you're joining this on your laptop, you possibly also will need to open your Excel sheet. As we go further, yesterday we shared a resource, the life decision grid. You're going to get a bonus today. For everyone who waits till the point where we get to that portion of this seminar, I'm going to be showing you how to use the life decisions grid framework. And again, like I told you, the value of that resource is about ₦1 million. But we are glad to share with you today how to use that resource to get value for yourself and to be able to design the path that you will be following. So today, this evening, let's look at the C.A.T framework. The C.A.T framework here simply means the C.A.T framework, and it is for capabilities, approaches, and tools. Capabilities, approaches, and tools. Now, this framework, they represent the driving forces behind achieving success and transforming our lives. And what are capabilities? Capabilities are a twin force. Capabilities are a twin force. They represent the competencies and the capacity required to achieve a specific goal or objective. They represent the competencies and the capacity required to achieve a specific goal or objective. And the focus of your capabilities, or your focus on capabilities, is about developing the necessary competencies and capacity to drive success. My friend, your responsibility on this call today is to be able to identify the necessary competencies and the capacity to drive success. When we dive into it a little deeper, I'm going to expand on that concept, and then you know what to do. The second element in our framework are our approaches. You know, we're told, the good book says, the labor of the fool wearied every one of them because he doesn't know how to get to the city. The fool is working. I mean, he has committed his efforts. The fool has committed his energies. He possibly has committed his resources, but his effort is wearying people because he doesn't know how to get to the market. Not knowing how is the problem that the approaches solve. And so we're talking about approaches, we're saying what are the methodologies, the strategies, and the philosophies that guide how work is done. How exactly do you approach work? What is your work ethic like? The focus of this, my friend, is that you must be able to define the how and ensure alignment with your goals and values. You must be able to define the how and ensure how the approaches align with your goals and values. The third element of this framework today is tools. Tools. Tools are the technologies, call them software, equipment, or instruments used to support. The key word here is support. Support and enable work. So your tools are enablers. And you need these three to produce better results. You need these three to produce better results. What exactly should be your focus as you use tools? Number one is you must be able to select and utilize the right tools to streamline processes, increase efficiency, and enhance productivity. You must be able to select and utilize the right tools to streamline processes, increase efficiency, and enhance productivity. Because there's a lot to go in through today, I'm going to move right away. Now let's talk about the differentiating effect of capabilities. My friend, please note this. Anytime we talk about you producing better results, the word better suggests comparison. You are either comparing your own result with your previous results, or you're comparing your result with your competitors. And so for those of you who represent organizations on this call, for those of you who represent institutions on this call, please take this insight beyond personnel. Take it also as things that you can apply at work. There is a differentiating effect of capabilities. And what are they? Now look at this first statement I wrote here. And I like this statement here. I say, in a team of competent people, and a team of competent people, capacity is the difference maker. And I'll tell you why I said so. Now it's time for the workshop. Wherever you are right now, everyone, wherever you are, whatever note you're using, divide your note into two. And I'm hoping you can do that because we started a workshop. Today is more of a workshop. Okay, so in your notes, divide the note into two. On the left side, write competence. On the right side, write capacity. Competence and capacity. I want to be sure everyone can hear me. The room seems very quiet. Can you hear me at all?
Yes, doctor, we can.
Okay, great. Well done. Okay. So on the left side, you've got competence, and on the right side, you've got capacity. Now, competence plus capacity equals capability. Now, if you look at the word capability, you can split that word into two. The C.A.T there stands for capacity, and then the ability there referred to your competence. Follow me, follow me, follow me. So your capabilities actually are a combination of your competencies and capacity. Now I'm going to tell you the elements of your competencies and the elements of your capacity, so I can explain exactly what that statement means. Now in your notes, as you're writing in your notes, in the section of competence, write the acronym. For those who have been in my sessions, you almost can repeat these sessions after this particular segment of the program after me. Write CASCADE, C-A-S-K-E on the vertical line. C-A-S-K-E. C-A-S-K-E. Have you done that? Now, C stands for credentials. C stands for credentials. C stands for credentials. My team, you can help participants in the chat. You possibly can help them, put these thoughts in the chat so that anyone who possibly has missed can come back to it. So we are defining the elements of competencies now, the components or the constituents of competencies. The C there stands for credentials. My friend, I tell you today, one of the ways to validate your ability, one of the ways to validate your ability is to have a credential or a certificate. Somebody has awarded you the bachelor's degree of science in human resource management. That is a validation of your ability. All right, that's credential. Number two, the A there stands for your attributes, your personality, your attributes, your personality. Every one of us need to know that there are certain roles we don't get called into. There are certain responsibilities we're not given because we don't have the wherewithal. We are not disposed to it. In many, many things that we do as an organization, we always administer personality assessments. Maybe I can tell leaders on this call, for those of you who are leaders on this call, you will need to do a bit of personality assessment for teams and their team leaders. And the reason is, everyone you lead cannot be led using a blanket approach. What do I mean? Because people are different, you cannot engage or deploy one approach to leading them. And as such, you as a leader, take a personality assessment test. The people you lead, you should get their personality assessment results, and then do a matching of the two so you can know how best to lead someone that is either a dynamic thinker, a social realist, a good-natured realist, as the case may be. You need to be able to know how to do that. That is an ability. That's an element of your competence, your attributes. Number three, the S there stands for skills. Skills. We're still talking about the elements of your competence, skills. And there are three elements of skills. Your technical skill, that is that expert ability to do the work assigned to you. The second element of skill is your human relation skill, your ability to know how to connect with people in interpersonal engagements. The third element of skill is your conceptual skill, and that is the ability to translate abstract things into concrete forms. Okay? Then we have the fourth element of your competence, which is knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge has four elements in itself. You need to have a knowledge of your job, knowledge of your organization, knowledge of the industry where you work in, and knowledge of your nation, or call it your business environment. Knowledge of your nation, knowledge. The K there is knowledge. We're still talking about the elements of your competence. C is for credentials. A is for attributes, your personality. S is for skills, the technical skill, the human relations skill, and your conceptual skill. K is for knowledge, knowledge of your job, knowledge of your organization, knowledge of your industry, or you call it knowledge of the business environment. And the E there stands for experience. One element of your competence is the experience you have. Your experience is simply the value of exposure you've given to yourself. Did you hear that? Your experience is the value of exposure that you've given to yourselves. My friend, if you have not exposed yourself, if you have not released yourself to many opportunities that will fan your abilities, you possibly will not be called experienced. Those who are called experienced are those who have released themselves, exposed themselves to challenges at work, to opportunities, and they are doing very well. So maybe I've helped somebody here today to understand what he calls his competence. My competence means my credentials. That is, somebody has validated what I can do. I see a number of people on the call here today saying I'm ACIPM. Some are MCIPM. I've got a doctorate degree. I've got a PhD. My friends are some of my friends on this call, they've got an SPHRI certification. That's a credential. Somebody has validated your ability to practice HR. Somebody has validated your ability to philosophize on human resources. That's a doctor of philosophy. Okay? And then you got your attributes, your personality. That's your natural instinct, your natural inclinations. It's important because it matters when you are being assigned to responsibilities. Number three is your skills. Your technical skill, that's ability to do the expert work. Human relations skill, your ability to connect with people. And conceptual skill, the ability to convert abstract things into concrete forms. Okay, and then we'll talk about knowledge. Knowledge is your ability, the information you have that you can use to bring about a difference in the job that you do. So you need the knowledge of your job, knowledge of your organization, knowledge of your industry, and knowledge of your nation. And your nation here, you can convert it to knowledge of your business environment. Perhaps you are in Jos. You need the knowledge of Jos. Perhaps you are in Manchester. You need the knowledge of Manchester. And then finally, the element of competence here is E, experience, which is the value of exposure that you have given yourself. And my friends, that's one part of your capabilities, your competence. And those are how many points there now? C-A-S-K-E, 5 components of it. Now let's go on the flip side of your notes. Now, what's on the flip side of your notes? You've got competence on one side. What's the second one? Or the second one on the other side? Talk to me. Capacity, great. Now, you've got capacity. Capacity, great. Now, what is your capacity? Your capacity is that element of your capability that allows you to take on more responsibility, yet delivering to expectation. Your capacity is the element of your capability that allows you to take on more responsibility and still deliver to expectation. I wish I had, I prepared for this in another light. I'll have shown you a slide that had different bottles. All right, my friend, listen to this. Let's do this together. Let's imagine, and I'm going to try to just show you something for a minute. Let me just pause this and show you something. Just a minute. We're talking capabilities, and we're talking the difference between, okay, just a minute. I'm going to show you now. Today is more of a workshop, so follow me and don't be in a hurry, as the case may be. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm about to share my screen. Let me know when you can see it. Good. Can you see my screen now? Please confirm. Okay, what do you see? What do you see on my screen? Remember, this is a workshop for today. 6 bottles. Okay, thank you. Now we're together. I've got you back. I'll take you back here. Remember, we talked about we're trying to unpack what we call capabilities. Your capability, we're trying to unpack what we call capability. So we have it as your competence on one side and then your capacity on the other side. Now look at this image here. Tell me, what exactly is the same? What exactly can you call the unifying factor or something similar to all of these bottles? Can anybody tell me? Somebody said PET bottles. Bottle water. Thank you.
They are all filled to capacity. They are filled to the
They are
brim.
filled to capacity. Amazing. Taiwo, that your voice?
Yes, sir.
Somebody said they all filled to the brim. So we have different perspectives. Now, let me tell you what I think it is. All these bottles have the same competence. All these bottles have the same competence. And what is that competence? They can all hold liquid. Am I correct? Am I correct? All these bottles have the same competence in that they can all hold liquid, but they have different capacities. For those of you that know sizes of bottles, which one? This is the biggest one. What size is this one? Those of you that have drink shops, those of you that sell drinks and you sell in cartons and all that. What's the size of that? The highest bottle there? You don't know. Okay. Okay, maybe it's 1 liter. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Remy. Appreciate you. 1.5 liters. When a car dealer tells you that, when a car dealer tells you that a bottle of water is 1. He said it's the size of a bottle. Just know that he knows what he's talking about. He sells cars and he puts bottled water in those exotic cars for his clients. Thank you, Yomi. I appreciate you. Now, my friends, look at this. On a team of competent people, capacity is the difference maker. And we're still on that first statement. If you don't forget it. On a team of competent people, capacity is the difference maker. Now tell me, why is capacity the difference maker? Every one of us, we know our capabilities are deployed for other people's use. Our capabilities are deployed for use at work, use in those 7 contexts that we talked about yesterday. If you were here yesterday, remember we talked about 7 contexts of producing better results. Your capabilities are deployed in those 7 areas of your life so that you can add value in those 7 areas. Now, those areas are the only ones that can tell what capacity is required. So, if you have come with your bottle, the demand from your spiritual life will tell you which bottle you need. The demand of your career will tell you which size of bottle you need. In fact, if you were traveling from Lagos to Maiduguri and you are someone who consumes water a lot, you will even need more than the 1.5 liter bottle of water. And so that's what I'm saying to you, my friends. On a team of competent people, capacity is the difference maker. The reason many of us are not being called to many responsibilities, the reason many of us are not given more things to do, you know why? You don't have the capacity. Let me bring up someone for a second or for a minute. Sonny, chat. Hello, sir. Are you there?
Sorry, doctor. I
Hello,
think your network went off a bit. Who did you call?
You're me, Sonny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Yomi Sonny, you are a car dealer. You
Yes, I
import
am.
vehicles and you sell vehicles. I believe that one of the most critical decisions you make in putting the price on your vehicle is the capacity of the engine. Am I correct?
Yeah, in most cases, yes.
Capacity of the engine. So,
Yes.
I mean, I want a Toyota Corolla. Why will a Toyota Corolla 2021 model be cheaper than a Toyota 2025 model?
Because in the Nigerian factor, we consider what we call the custom duties. The rate at which we can clear them is different from each other. So those might affect, they might be a factor in the pricing.
All right, sir. Let me ask you another question, still on you.
Yeah.
I have a Picanto, a Kia Picanto,
Okay.
and I have a Prado, a Toyota Prado. Which one can conveniently take me from Lagos to Elisha, my hometown?
The Corolla, sir.
The
Not
Prado.
yeah, sorry, the Prado rather.
What's the difference between the Prado and the Picanto?
The Prado has a bigger capacity than the Picanto. The Picanto is a 1.5 liter engine, while the Prado with V6 is a 3.5 liter engine.
Now, sir, are you telling me that Picanto cannot get me to Elisha?
It will take you to Elisha, but
But
a Prado will give you a better capacity.
so my experience with the Prado will be better than my experience with the Picanto.
100%, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing your time with us.
You're
Thank
welcome, sir.
you. Thank you, Yomi. Okay. If you need to buy cars, that's Yomi. He knows about it a bit. Now, this is what I'm saying here. On a team of competent people, capacity is the difference maker. My friends, please don't be surprised when you see that all of your colleagues, they have the same credentials. You guys have the same attributes. You've gone through the core values of your organization. You've got the same skills, great skills you've got there. You've got the same knowledge. You've got the same knowledge, right? You've got the same knowledge. And as you do that, you've got the same exposure. Yet other people are being given more assignments than you. Why exactly is that? Why exactly is that? They've got a different capacity. Now, let me give you the elements of your capacity, the things that make you produce differences at work. Number one is your emotional capacity. Your emotional capacity. Your emotional capacity. How can you be able to manage your emotions? My friend, the reason many of us have not been called into leadership is because you cannot manage your emotions. You either respond harshly or you respond inappropriately to situations and circumstances. Number two, element of your capacity that marks the difference for you is your intellectual capacity. Many of us, a few of us, have found out that we cannot match the intelligence of our other colleagues. We all have the same credentials, attributes, skills, knowledge, and experience, but these ones can process things faster. Excuse me. They can process things faster. My friend, if you will be considered for a role beyond other people who are also on the list, ask yourself if you've got greater capacity than they have got. Your emotional capacity, your intellectual capacity. Number three is your social capacity. Your social capacity. My friend, who you know matters a lot. Who you know matters a lot. And sometimes the reason you are relevant in your organization is because you can reach out to people in your network to solve organizational problems very easily. And the moment you can reach your network to solve organizational problems very easily, people in your organization tend to gravitate towards you when they have a need for contact. Your social capacity Your social capacity. Many people have not, many of us suffer because we don't know what our network can offer. Many of us suffer because we don't know what our network can offer us. We suffer because we don't know what our network can offer. I'm appealing to you today. Increase your network. You don't know what you have until you begin to ask those you know. You don't know the value of the things in your network until you begin to ask those you know. That's the third element of your capacity. The first is your emotional capacity. The second is your intellectual capacity. The third is your social capacity. And maybe the next is your physical capacity, which is the one that is very obvious. Your physical capacity, your stamina. Can you work long hours and not break down? If your organization is experiencing some time that requires you to work longer hours, are you sure you can work longer hours? Are you sure you can? Now, these are 4 elements of your capacity that help you to make a difference besides your competence. My friends, you know, if we stopped here today, which is the way we share our insights at Nathan Leadgate, we will have added value already. We'll have got a lot already. So my friends, the differentiating effect of your capabilities is to not just become competent, but to build your capacity. Now, if you do those 2 things, what does it produce for you? Number 1, you've got depth of expertise. Depth of expertise. You become the one that people run to. You will no longer become a consultant. You are going to be called the consultant. You're not going to be called the merchant. A merchant. You are going to be called the merchant. The person. You become a point of reference because of your depth of expertise. If you embrace the development of your capabilities, you begin to pursue advanced or niche capabilities. Those things will enable you to solve complex problems that other people cannot. My friends, can you solve problems that other people cannot in a faster way than they would? If you would, then you'll be producing better results at work. Number 2, differentiating effect of capabilities is innovation. My friends, unique talents and competences will build creative and innovative solutions. Unique talents and competences will cause you to be very creative. You will never be stranded. The one who is competent and has got great capacity is never stranded. He always knows what to do. He always knows what to do. He always knows what to do. He wants to feed 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He will ask the people, what do we have? And he will say it to test them because he knows what to do. He knows what to do. He's never stranded. What exactly is the third differentiating effect of your capability? Is that you can scale. Remember yesterday we talked to you about starting small and scaling later. It is your capability that enables you to scale. Strong capabilities help you in adapting to evolving needs while maintaining your quality. Strong capabilities help you in adapting to evolving needs while maintaining your quality. And number 4, differentiating effect of your capability is that you can have tailored solutions arise from leveraging specific strengths. So I can just deep dive into my credential on, say, content management. Maybe I have a certification in that, and then I can apply for an opportunity. I can do certain things because I now have validations that I have competence in that area. Let me give an example, for example, on the differentiation effect of capabilities here. An individual with advanced data analytics skills, which is a technical skill, that person will uncover deeper insights compared to one with only basic analytics knowledge, ultimately leading to better decision making. The reason your outcomes and outputs are not relevant in meetings, the reason your suggestions and ideas are not called upon when decisions are being made is because they are shallow, they are watery. My friend, build your competence, develop your capacity. Today is not a day to talk about how to build your capabilities or whatever it is. That's a whole different session. That's a different seminar in itself. stretch assignments help you to build your capacity. There's a colleague of mine on this call. Working with him has been very phenomenal. When we're going to do a project for ACCA, I know a number of you here know ACCA Global. Akinjide was not primarily on that assignment, but at a point in time, actually had to be called on to join us on the project. And trust me, he stretched and stretched and stretched. Sometimes he will be sleeping very late in the office to work, or he'll be leaving office very late, sometimes dozing off on the work. The next day, you'll find him there. He's arrived earlier than any other person. Stretch assignments help you to build your capacity. Stretch assignments. Okay? Assessments help you to build your competences. So today, like I said, is not the day to talk about how to build your capacity, how to build your competence, how to develop your capabilities. I believe if you continue to follow us, you will find where we'll share those things. Now let's talk about the differentiating effect of approaches. We have left capabilities now. Let's go to talk about approaches. What are those differentiating effects that an approach will give you? Now listen to this. Your energy gets depleted when you engage a wrong method. It ultimately prevents you from getting tasks completed. Your energy gets easily depleted when you engage a wrong method, and ultimately prevents you from getting your task completed. Your energy gets depleted easily when you engage a wrong method, and it prevents you from getting your task completed. So my friend, I'm asking you, it's possible that the reason you're not producing better results is not because you don't have the capability. But my friend, you are using the wrong method. You're using the wrong method. You want to sell a product used by those who are illiterates. You want to sell a product to those who are illiterates. Call them the people at the bottom of the pyramid. And you are using social media. Wrong method. Your resources will get depleted. Your energy will get depleted. And your target will never be attained. It will never be attained. And the reason is because you're using the wrong approach. My friends, a wrong approach ultimately gets you to face reproach. A wrong approach to work ultimately gets you to face reproach at work. Many of you have been embarrassed. Many of you have been called dull. Many of you have been called unintelligent simply because you used the wrong formula, wrong approach to get work done. You were not really poor. You're not really poor. You're not unintelligent. But a wrong approach just turned you to be, oh, come on. And if I ask you, I thought you were smarter. I thought you were smarter. I have worked on projects that people took hours to do, whereas if they chose another approach, they will get it done in minutes. Sometimes the system of work, what people call bureaucracy, the system of work is what enables us to produce better results. A number of us are very competent. We know our work, but guess what? We don't have the right approach. Wrong approach with great competence. Wrong approach with great capabilities is facing reproach. Big reproach. They will mess you up because you will not be able to produce the results that get you an applause. My friends, it is only results that terminate insult. It is only good results that terminate insult, and a very good and workable approach based and riding on your capabilities what makes you experience that good result. I hope you get it. I hope I'm not too hard. I'm so sorry if I'm sounding very hard. Forgive me. I just wanted to produce better results. Tell me in the chat, am I too hard? Is my language too strong? Is my language too strong? Do I proceed? Today's a workshop day. I said it. And I hope you're writing. Okay, if I'm okay, I can go on. Okay, great, great, great. Well done. If your method is wrong, it will invalidate your capabilities. If you choose a wrong method, it will invalidate your capability. Sometimes the reason you are not turning in your report early enough is not because you don't know the job. You are using a wrong method, absolutely wrong method. But now, my friend, what is the differentiating effect of an approach? If you get an approach right, your problem solving will be structured. Your problem solving will be structured because effective methods will bring consistency, reliability, and reproducibility to your results. You'll be able to replicate your results. Many of us cannot repeat how we made wealth because the approach is a wrong one. Many of us cannot replicate how we produced results last year because that approach was, call it, what do they call this thing that day when we're solving problems in our school days? Eventually, you get the answer. There's something to the answer. Hey, what's that called again? Oh my God, what's it called? You just try something, and then you still get the answer. No, it's not
Wuru to the answer.
Wuru to the answer. That's it. I mean, wuru to the answer. Many of us use wuru to get to the answer. And when they give you another example. You know, when you are giving examples in you're preparing for an exam and you are giving examples and say, hey, you don't understand the formula. You just do wuru, you get the answer. I mean, since it's an example and the answer is there, you're happy. You go on. When you now get to exam, because you use wuru to practice, hey, you use wuru to practice. It's now time to do the right thing. You can't replicate the results because you didn't do the right thing. You didn't do the right thing, so you miss out. I want to counsel you today, my friends. Strive for the right method. And how do you know the right method? How do you know the right approach? How do you know the appropriate? I think the key word here is appropriate approach. The appropriate approach is the one that is effective. That means it delivers the results based on expectations and is efficient, meaning it doesn't waste resources in its production of results. The appropriate approach is the one that delivers results to expectation or to standard, and the one that is efficient, meaning it doesn't use up too much resources to deliver the approach. To deliver the results. How do you know an appropriate approach? One, it will produce the desired results subject to expectations. Number two, it will not use up too many resources to produce the results. So if an approach is going to use too much resources, ask yourself, is there any other way? If an approach is not going to produce exactly what is expected, ask yourself, is there any other way? What is the second differentiating effect of an approach, an appropriate approach? Adaptability. Adaptability. Innovative or flexible approaches can pivot to address unforeseen challenges. You know, sometimes when you have, I think in mathematics, they told us that we had what is it, almighty formula? They told us could solve quadratic equation. The almighty formula could solve any quadratic equation. Is that true? Was that what they taught you in school? Almighty, that's why they called it almighty formula. Am I correct? Can anybody validate that for me, please? Yes. Somebody says yes. Is it true? Almighty formula will solve any quadratic equation. Some people don't want to talk now because they possibly did not even pass. They don't even know they can't remember what quadratic equation is about.
Doctor, is minus b square plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over 2a.
Over 2a.
I'm not that good in math, but I know the formula of fact.
Takumaku.
Gee, my cliche.
And that's the truth. Somebody said not true. B minus b squared, plus minus b squared Square root of 4AC minus blah, 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 blah. I mean, they told us that almighty formula could solve all kinds of quadratic equations. Maybe it could solve many types of quadratic equations, maybe not all. But the truth is this, that method, that formula is adaptable. You have new elements in your your equation, you can use that formula. It will help you out. And that's the same thing that happens. How do you know the quality of your approach? Is it adaptable? If the approach can be adapted to unforeseen challenges, then you've got the right thing to use. Number 3, what is the third differentiating effect of approaches? Efficiency. And I think I've stressed it very well. Well-defined methods will reduce wastes and optimize resources. It will increase speed to results. My friends, speed is essential for making a difference at work. Speed is essential for making a difference at work. Speed. If everybody is delivering early enough and you're not delivering early enough because you're using a wrong approach, you have the capabilities, but wrong approach, no results. Poor results, poorer results. And the final effect, final differentiating effect of approaches is focused solutions. For those of you that know about design thinking, agile method, safe method, I mean, all those methodologies, if you use a design thinking method, for example, or agile method, for example, you'll be able to align with customer needs because all of these things start from understanding the idea and the problem of the customer. You start from the end. You start from what is needed. Okay, you start from what is needed, then you do some iteration, you do some prototyping, piloting before you ultimately, release into the market or solve the problem. Some other clients, I used to take design thinking for management, design thinking for leadership, design thinking for problem solving, design thinking for decision making. I mean, amazing. And then the 12 principles of agile framework, I've used that before. I think 2021, 2022, I did a project on using the 12 principles of agile framework to solve some problems. Now, my friends, these are 4 differentiation effects of an approach. I'm asking you today, if you're going to produce better results, in addition to possessing the fullness of capabilities, I'm asking you to please get a better method. Get a better method. Let's look at the final element of this competency framework, the differentiating effect of tools. What is the value of tools, my friend? What is the value of tools? The right use of tools is what differentiates a wise man from a fool. The right use of tools is what differentiates a wise one from a fool. A fool will use a tool wrongly, but the wise uses it appropriately and produces better results. Let's talk about the differentiating effects of tools. Tools are levers. Tools are levers. Tools are levers that enable you to gain advantage in life. I used to have a phone, and I really want you people to validate this. How many of you are on the table I'm about to shake now? I used to have a phone that while using it, let's assume I'm on WhatsApp, taking a WhatsApp call, and the person on the call asked me to please check my text message, that he wants me to reference the text message. How many of you on this table that many years ago I would have to drop that call because I cannot toggle between the phone call and another app? The phone will hang. Have you been there before? Have you been there before where your phone can only do one thing per time? People are not confessing now. You are not where you, remember we said you're not where you used to be. You have moved. What kind of phone are you using? I want to thank those who are confirming to me that they were once on that table. Your phone can only take one action per time. You can't be running music on the background and be doing a WhatsApp chat. One has to give way or it will hang. You press A, you have to wait after cooking beans to be able to see the A type get to the show. Some of us have tools, laptops. We work with laptops, and it takes a long time before your laptop can process. You have run some analysis on your Excel, and your laptop is waiting. Pentium Mumbo, Pentium, I'm coming. You know? Are we together? All right. So it's important to understand that tools also make the difference. Tools give you speed. When you use advanced tools, they can process tasks faster and more accurately. Advanced tools help you to gain speed, particularly if you are facing the right direction. I'm asking you today, maybe the only thing you need to produce better results in 2025 is a new tool. You've got your capabilities. Your method is right, but your tool, ancient and modern, very ancient tool. It cannot run the race of contemporary times. It cannot run the race of contemporary times. The of a tool, of an appropriate tool, is that it grants you speed. Number two, it gives you precision. Precision. There are some of us that we have typed I and T on our laptop, but by the time you go back to the laptop, I did not come up. It was T that came up twice. High quality tools improve the reliability and consistency of results. For those of you who work in laboratories, you cannot take a chance with a faulty instrument. You can't take a chance with a faulty instrument. I've been to the factory, the processing floor of IDL in Jos, where we produce farm fresh milk and farm fresh yogurts. I know how much they measure the pH level of the milk to ensure that what they produce and send to the consumers is of topmost world-class standard. And guess what? If that tool has a problem, no matter the capabilities in the people, no matter the right method, they will produce a very bad result. That tool gives them precision, precision, precision. Here today is creativity, creativity. And maybe I should say this as it came to my mind now, and I think I should just say it. There are two organizations on this call that, by my ability to work with them independently, I realized that they've been collaborating unknown to me. It was only recently that I was privileged to go into the entire, myself and Oredola were invited and were able to go in through the entire value chain of Sever. Sever is the international catering company that provides food for international catering company that provides meals for international flights and domestic flights. We're privileged, very, very privileged to run through their entire line, from when they receive the goods to when they, all of the things. And what we saw were tools being used. Excuse me. All right, can you remember? We're in that place and we entered different fridges, different refrigerators or cooling rooms. And they told us that the temperature was different and the things that had to be in those rooms were different.
Yeah.
Very, very different. Taiwo, I want to thank you very much for that opportunity you gave us. Everything was different. They say, oh, this particular room can only take vegetables. This temperature is for vegetables. This temperature is for this. Well, I know for us in our homes, that's your fridge. That's your fridge. It takes cake. It takes ewedu. It takes yogurt. It takes, I know. I know. But you see, maybe that's why when you're with that food, you warm it and warm it and warm it and warm it and warm it. Okay. Some of us also have tools that you have cooking gas that cannot do low heat. You can't cook on low heat. Anytime you turn on your gas, it's blah, 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 blah. It doesn't give you precision. You either burn the right or it's not done. One of the two, you know? But I mean, we saw tools being used in severe, fantastic tools. And fantastic technology, even to the point where they keep all of the should I call it duplicates or replacements. Very well done. It was not until then that I realized that a top quality company like Sever could only take milk from IDL, Farm Fresh. And they told us that they have been serving Farm Fresh on some of their meals. Amazing. And I said to myself, well, maybe there's something about you going to the air. So Farm Fresh, you work for Farm Fresh supplies Sever puts their meals on an international flight. And by chance, I also do some work for Afloat Energy. Afloat Energy is an airline fueling company. So last time I spoke with Damola, one of the members, one of the business analysts for Afloat, I told her, I said, wait a minute. I work for Ideal. They produce the milk that Sever puts on Air France, and you fuel Air France. And I'm the only constant factor here. I say, guys, don't you think I need a finder's fee or I needed something? And trust me, all of these institutions I just mentioned, fantastic tools for work. Fantastic tools for work. Fantastic tool. Differentiation effect of your is creativity and the opportunity results. The opportunity it takes. My friends, I am done with it at all. Did it make sense at all? Did it make sense at all? Did it at all? We're not done. But did it make sense? I'd like to get your feedback. What resonated with you the most in the C.A.T framework? You've got your capabilities. You've got to have the right approach and use the right tools. Perhaps the reason you're not producing better results is because you have the right tools. Some of you are into fashion business. You're into fashion business. You sew. The reason you are not able to deliver to time to the customer because you have to go so far to get whipping done on your customer's clothes. Some of you as tailors, you cannot stones or whatever designs on because you don't have the machine. Maybe tools are the reasons why you have not been producing better. Maybe your approach, your method is the reason you've not been producing better results. In fact, maybe it's just about your capabilities. You don't have the competence, neither do you have the capacity. My question for you is this: where do you think you need to make the difference now to produce better results? Yesterday, we talked about your thoughts. We talked about your feelings. And we talked about your actions. Today, we've talked about your capabilities, your approach, and your tools. These 6 things working together, my friends, are the things that will enable you to produce better results in this year. But let me close out on the C.A.T framework. And look at this. Capabilities inform approaches. Your expertise will influence the choice of approach. Approaches will guide the tool selection. And tools will enhance your capabilities. Capabilities will inform the approach you use because you cannot use an approach that you are not capable of deploying, of running. You cannot use an approach that you don't have the capabilities for. A football coach cannot start to say he wants to start using set pieces to score goals when he doesn't have a team that can do good free kicks or take spot kicks. He can't think that approach is going to work. He doesn't have the capabilities. So capabilities inform approaches. Approaches guide you to select your tools, and the tools ultimately will come back to enhance your capabilities. For example, someone with a strong data analysis capabilities will possibly maybe adopt a data-driven approach to solving problems. Someone with an agile approach might require tools like Jira, Trello, Asana for their iterative project planning. And someone who has the capability to create engaging content will have their capability enhanced because they're using tools like Canva. So my friend, note this. Your capabilities will inform your approaches. Your approaches will guide your tool selection, and your tools will enhance your capabilities. And when we align our capabilities, approaches, and tools, our productivity will improve. We will enhance the quality of our outputs. We'll achieve better results. When these capabilities and approaches align, our result will stand out. Our value will increase, and we would have competitive edge. Having said that, I want to say a very big thank you to you. Before we go into this bonus, Ori, I'd like to yield the floor to you to take a few questions. This bonus session is one that requires people to, it's a bonus. We're done with what we promised you for the 2 days. But I just felt very strongly that I needed to take you through this life decision grid. I'm just going to share my screen after now on what life decision grid is. For those of you that have not downloaded it, Dolapo will drop in the chat the link to downloading the life decision grid. I'm going to show you in a bit what it looks like. Again, let me reiterate, if you've not dropped your details, we are issuing certificates for all of those who have attended this event. You couldn't have attended this event and you don't want a credential for it. Remember, we said today, one of the validations of your capability is credentials. So we're going to be giving you a credential at the end of this event. So please, as they drop in the chat the links, please interact with it. I'll come back when Ora is done taking the Q&A in 5 minutes, Ora, just 5 minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. That was very, very enlightening and very insightful. Thank you, Dolapo. Everyone, if you didn't get it yesterday, the link has been dropped in the chat, so quickly download it. Quickly, do we have any questions? Quickly, any questions? Okay, while I'm waiting for your questions to come up, Dolapo, please also drop the form. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So the form is also on the chat. Please ensure that you fill it. Please, it's very important that you fill it so that you can have your name reflected correctly on your certificate. Please, we would not be attending to any emails after. So please ensure that you fill the form so that we get that correctly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Remilekun. This session is so loaded. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Joy. Profound sessions. Thank you so much. For those that were not here yesterday, I also mentioned Doctor is going to be giving us more gifts. We're going to get an ebook as well as his philosophical guide that is used for the past 4 or 5 years now. Okay. It doesn't look like we have questions. What Doctor is about to dive into is extremely packed. So we can jump right into it, Doctor, if you're ready to take us. Thank you.
Yes, I am. I'm
Great.
ready. I just need to know if the people are ready. Are you ready to receive this one?
Only 2 people are ready.
For those who I can't even see anybody in the chat.
Somebody said request for access to the form. Please, Dolapo, can you
So when you see the form, you can download.
Okay, okay. It's supposed
You
to
can
be available for
see
you
the
to
link.
download.
You can very easy.
Taiwo is also asking for access. Everybody should have access. It should be available for you to download. Please kindly confirm. Okay, let's put the link again one more time. Okay. The link for the form, the grid, sorry, not the form, the link for the live decision grid. Quickly post it again. If you have downloaded, please, you can react with a finger emoji. Are we ready? Pedro is also asking for access. Dolakwa, please, can you get on the link to ensure that everybody has access? Just check. If you have been able to download the grid, please kindly say so we know. Okay, okay, Joy has downloaded it. Okay, Dr. Princess has downloaded it. Thank you. Okay, Nina, thank you so much. I think a couple people have been able to download. I think maybe if 3 more people can download, doctor can start. If you've downloaded, please let me know in the chat. Okay, 2 more people. Thank you, Shego. I just need 2 more people to say they have downloaded so that we can start. It's something you want to ensure that you are following step by step. You won't get this session for free after this. So please ensure that you download and that your Excel is open and you are filling once it starts. 2 more people and then doctor would start. The link has been dropped again by Dolakwa. Click on it, ensure that you download it. Nina says she can only view.
If she downloads, she can watch. She can work with it. She should download it on her device.
Please ensure that you download. You may not be able to work on it because it's supposed to be available for everyone. So download so that you can then work on it from your system. Thank you so much. Lar, have you been able to download? Temitokwe, have you been able to download? I keep saying Temitokwe, that's Tokwe, right? Tokwe, have you been able to download? Oluwatosin, please, 2 more people. I just want to be sure that we're all following.
All right. Let's dive in because of time. We would not want to keep many people waiting. There's work tomorrow. So, all right, if you can only view, not a problem. Not a problem. What we can assure you is complete the form. When we're sending your certificates to you, we'll give you an editable version. If you can only view now, just please follow us. I mean, ensure you complete the feedback form and you will be able to, okay, download it now. Thank you, Nena. So once you download and you can edit it, you can work from there. But if that's not your experience, let us know so we can always resend it to you. Now let's dive in. Everyone, please follow me. On this live decision grid framework, like I said, this is the first time we are teaching it for individual decision making. If you attend what I call our personal transformation seminars and personal transformation academies, you will have helped us, you will have participated in this. Again, let me say a very special thank you to Integrated Dairies Limited, IDL, makers of Farm Fresh Yogurt. It was in your engagement, it was in engaging with you and your entire team that we're able to improve on this framework. So I want to say thank you, Helen. Thank you, Vanessa. I see just two of you. I don't know anybody else from IDL on this call, but I see both of you. Thank you so much. The quality of this framework is because you engaged us. You made us deploy this 2023, if you recall, and everyone who participated had a personal mission statement that was framed, and you had to put in your several offices or rooms, as the case may be. Vanessa, where's your personal mission statement? Where is it located in your life? Office or at home or where?
Sitting room.
It's in your sitting room. Thank you. So this effort that we are sharing today was as a result of the interactions we had with you in 2023. And we're grateful for it. Now, the Life Decision Grid framework has 4 sheets, as you can see. And the purpose of the framework is to guide you in making intentional decisions across those 7 areas of life we talked about yesterday. This framework is designed to guide individuals in making intentional decisions across key life domains. And this framework will help you facilitate thoughtful consideration. Remember, we talked about thoughts yesterday as a key component, thoughts yesterday as a key component of producing better results. So this framework helps you to facilitate thoughtful consideration of what actions to create, innovate, terminate, and replicate, and what capabilities are required to achieve better results in life. So this framework combines thoughts, feelings, actions, capabilities, approach, and tool. So this is a tool. All right, this is a tool. So we have given you a thoughtful consideration. We've given you an opportunity to put yourself emotionally and be sunk into this. We're giving you an opportunity to identify actions you want to take, and then how much capabilities you want to produce. Now, what are the instructions? Please follow me. Don't assume you know it. Please follow. Review each life domain. There are 7 domains, and I'm going to get there in a bit. Review each life domain. Reflect on the decision points for each domain, and then fill in the corresponding sections with the specific actions or decisions that align with your goals. Now, for every decision point, we have guiding questions. 4 or 5 categories of guiding questions. Number 1 is the create section. And the question here is, what new habits, skills, or practices can I begin? The key word here is begin, to align with my goals. What areas of my life require fresh input or direction? Second category of guiding questions, innovate. What processes, systems, or relationships can I improve to yield better results? Keyword here is improve. What aspect of my current approach need refinement or optimization? Number 3, category 3 guiding question, terminate. What activities, habits, or commitments no longer serve my goals? Are there relationships, pursuits that I should let go of to make space for growth? The 4th category of questions, replicate. What strategies, again, talking about approach, what strategies or models have proven successful for others that I can adopt into my life? And how can I incorporate best practices to accelerate my progress? And finally, the question on capabilities for success. What specific skills, knowledge, or experience do I need to develop for this domain? And are there credentials, certifications, or attributes I should acquire? This is the opening page of the framework. Now let's go into the grid itself. Now here's the grid. Please confirm you can see this very clearly. I want to be sure you can see it very clearly. All right, great. Thank you, Kweju. Thank you very much. Great. Whoops. Trust me, friend. I feel like I'm giving you a gold mine. I feel like I'm just giving you a gold mine, like a singular gold mine, what I'm giving you right now. Trust me. I feel very privileged to do this. Now, on the left side, you see the domains of life are listed: spiritual, emotional, intellectual, financial, social, professional, and physical. Remember, we identified that these are the contexts, these are the areas of life where you need to be producing better results. These are the areas of your life where you need to be producing better results: spiritual life, emotional life, intellectual life, financial life, social life, your professional life, whether it's business or career, and then your physical life. Now there are decision points, 4 decision points. One there is create, what to begin to do. The second is innovate, what to improve for better outcomes. The third is terminate, what to discontinue. And the 4th decision point is replicate, what to adopt from proven models. Now let's take it one after the other, and please follow me very carefully. You will see that I've numbered the column for create with 1 to 5 across that spiritual life or emotional, as the case may be. Now, you don't need to have 5. It may be 2, it may be 1, it may be 3, as the case may be. Okay, so 5 is just a guide. Now, what do you do? And follow me right now. You ask yourself the question, what do I begin to do in my spiritual life? If there are 5 things you want to begin to do, write them down under that create section. What do I want to begin to do? Write them down under that create section. Just fill it up. Go to the next decision point. What do I want to improve in my spiritual life? Fill it up. What do I want to terminate? What do I want to stop doing in my spiritual life? Write it there. And perhaps you don't have anything to write. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to fill up all the 4 decision points. But remember, this tool requires thoughtful consideration. Thoughtful consideration. Thoughtful consideration. Then go to replicate. Replicate here makes you, what do I want to adopt? I've seen Muiwa do this. I have seen Banket do this. I've seen Sheon do this. I've seen Mabel do this. Can I replicate it? You identify that. Now, friends, listen and hold on. Hold on. Follow me. Whatever your responses are to the questions you've asked in these 4 decision points, they become your targets. They become goals you should be pursuing in your life. Whatever you have written here as your response to the questions have ultimately become the goals you want to pursue in that area of your life. Whatever you write as responses to the questions here across those 4 decision points become your target actions or your expected experiences. And you will do it across these 7 areas of your life. They are the context for producing better results. Now let's go to the capabilities for success section. Recall we just came out of the C.A.T framework, capabilities, approach, and tools. Now here's a question. Many of us do not know what thing to become to achieve the things that we say we want to see. And that's why the capability for success column becomes very important. Remember, capabilities will help you to identify capabilities and capacity. But here we are only staying on the element of competences. The element of competences. Okay, so what credential do I need to fulfill any of the decision points I've identified? Write it out there. Oh, I need to go to a Bible school and get a Bible school certificate. Fine. Oh, I need to go and take a personality assessment. I need a personality assessment report. Fine. I need to go for, I need to take a coaching course. Fine. What attributes do I require? Oh, I need to be a good, better team player. I need to be a better this. I need to be a good communicator. I need to be someone who is able to let go of situations. What attributes do I require? List those attributes there, particularly across that area of your life. What skills do I need? Remember, I've given you as technical skill, interpersonal skills, and conceptual skills. What skills do I need? Write it down. What knowledge do I need to possess? Write it down. What level of exposure do I need to give myself? Write it down. My friends, your responses to the section on capabilities, you know what they form? They form your individual development plan or your individual learning plan for the year to achieve all the goals that you have identified across these domains of your life. So let's imagine you gave yourself 2 responses to the 4 decision points per domain of life. For your spiritual life, you will have had 8 things to pursue. Or maybe 8 things or 5 things, as the case may be. And then in your capabilities for success section, you will have identified what things to do to become. Your individual development plan or learning plan will have been created by this. And at the end of the day, my friend, you will produce 2 sheets. And this is the reason why what you're getting now is not a paid version. What you're getting right now is not the paid version element. Because when we work with you to produce this, you produce 2 documents. The first document you produce is your focal points for life. Focal points, F-O-C-A-L. Your focal points for life. And those focal points can either be for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So you produce that document. And that document is drawn primarily from your responses to the questions in your decision points across your 7 domains of life. And then the second document you're going to produce is going to be your personal development plan across your 7 domains of life. The work that comes before those documents are produced, there's a refinement work that comes there, because there are certain credentials or certain attributes, certain capabilities that will be speaking across the 7 domains. So in producing that document for you, we will help you refine it so that when you are taking a particular certification, it's helping you to get ready to do many things across the 7 domains of your life. This is Dr. Oludayo's life decision grid framework. To be honest, I use this in my own life to determine the things I need to do and the things I need to become. I use it to determine the things I need to do and the things I need to become. When you're done completing the forms, and then you have completed the grid, you reflect. Whatever things come to your mind as you write, you reflect and write it down. And ultimately, you close out. We said here that this fillable framework can be customized and can be revisited periodically to track your progress and refine your decisions. So when you now produce the focal points for life and focal points for living across 7 domains of life, and you produce your personal development plan across your 7 domains of life, my friend, you will have produced a script for living. You will have produced a script for living. Many of us do not know that it's very easy, very, very easy very, very easy to chart the course of your life. This is a method that we hope can work. Can I tell you something very phenomenal that happened earlier January this year? Earlier this year in January, we had an opportunity to work for a company called Counterhouse Consultants. Is Nene on the call? Hello, Nene. Are you here? All right, Nene, thank you. If you're here, you can hear me. Thank you very much for giving us that opportunity. Just as Integrated Dairies Limited gave us the opportunity to refine our work and then produce this grid framework, Counterhouse Consultants engaged us earlier in the year, and we're able to make this what we call a business decision grid framework. Business decision grid framework, meaning we now turn this into what you call business, these domains of life are no longer called business, they're no longer called domains of life. They are now strategic decision areas for the business. What are the strategic decision areas for your organization? You write those things down. Where you have domains of life, you can change it to become strategic decision areas for the business. And all the other things remain the same. Spiritual will change anyway. You post something else. What do we begin to do in this area? Let's even say this area is marketing. This area is HR. This HR area is sales. In these strategic business decision areas, the question is, what do we begin to do? The company writes it down. If you are using it for your team and you're in HR, you want to ask yourself, what are our strategic decision areas as a department? So you can use it at the departmental level. You can also use it at an organizational level. It can be used, this framework can be used at the personal level, departmental level, and at an organizational level. Just change what I call the strategic decision areas, and then it becomes yours for use. Again, I've just shared the tool with you here today. For those who want us to handhold them, work with them to produce something more phenomenal, you will come back to us at a later date. All right, it's back to you to take announcements as we begin to wind down tonight. Tomorrow is another work day, and I'm sure people are ready to go to work. Thank you very much, and I hope that was helpful. If you have any question, Aurea will take them now, and then she will take the announcements as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was amazing. That was amazing. How do we feel about the life decision grid? Let me see your reactions in the chat. What are we thinking? What's going on right now in our minds? Babatunde says, thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, it was very, very loaded. Even as a free version, it was really loaded. Deep breath. Dr. Princess gives us the fire emoji. Thank you so much. How are you feeling about it? Let me know. Tokwe says, thank you. A reawakening, excited. I'm loving the energy now. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much, everyone. So announcements. If you haven't filled the feedback form, please take time to fill it. You can start doing that right away so that you don't forget. It is essential that you fill the form so that we can have your correct details for the certificates. If you have filled the form, it'd be nice for you to just show me an emoji. You know, let's encourage one another. Literally takes like about a minute and a half, and you're done. Please ensure that you fill that. You would also still be receiving additional resources from Doctor. He's going to be sending his philosophical guide for the past 4 years. For those that were not here yesterday, I talked about how he develops guiding principles that guide everything that he does in every year. And he has collated everything since 2021, and he'll be sharing that with us. I have been inspired by him, and I developed mine for 2025. And I can tell you, it's like a compass, and it will be very, very helpful for everyone here. You'd also be getting an ebook on connecting others. We talked about if it takes you too long for you to get what you need, your network is poor. So that's an ebook that's going to help us learn how to connect with others and make the most of our relationships. So we would also be getting that. Like we mentioned earlier, everyone will be getting a certificate of attendance. The form did not state how we want our names to appear on the certificate. Tolapo, please kindly look into that. Thank you so much, Olusegun. Thank you. So everyone will be getting a certificate. It's been an amazing 2 days. So yesterday was much more filled. We're about 39 right now. But please do not leave just yet. Please. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I can see my slides moving. Okay, because of time, I'm going to give the floor very quickly back to Dr. And I'll be in the chat dropping reminders on the form. Thank you. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Ore. I want to especially use this time to thank all our partners, all our friends, all those who have supported me in the past 12 months at a very professional level. At a personal level and family level, I want to thank my family. They always create space for me to do what I do. Please help me thank my wife and my children. Please help me thank them. Please, please, please help me thank them. They always give me space to do this. You can imagine some of the things that we have shared, how much research that's taken. They have allowed me. They have allowed me, and they don't stand in my way to become a blessing to other people. And help me thank Sheol, my wife, Nathan, my son, Usolami, my daughter, my only daughter, and Jotham, my last son. Help me thank them. They've been very phenomenal. God bless you, Sheol. God bless you, my Nunus, my squad. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all our partners that we worked with and worked for last year. I mean, a number of them, I could not put all of them here. Let me be sure that I'm not missing out. I mean, as many people as I missed out, please forgive me. But if your logo is here, it's because you supported us in 2024. You gave us a privilege to disseminate our knowledge. You gave me the opportunity to share insights with you and with your community. I'm very grateful to Integrated Dairies Limited, Sarabel Logistics and Services, Chartered Institute of Insurance, thank you. People Plus Management Services on behalf of Zenith Bank, thank you. Afloat Energy, Man More Engineering Services, AAO Salak, Mikano Motors, Pendaxia, Sever, CIPM, Fopuli, Segilola Resources Limited, Stonelink Energies, UHR Consults, gave me some global experience in 2024, going from one nation to the other. Thank you, UHR. Otaru & Co., my landlords. Greenfields Consultancy, my access to the oil and gas field. Thank you. Chief Farms, thank you. D Brown Consulting. And the latest addition to my life, the freshest partner and bride that I have, Counter House Consultants Limited. Thank you also for being part of my life. We started with Counter House this year. The year has been very busy. Counter House, thank you. And God bless you all. We look forward to doing 2025 with you again. If you will permit us, let us do this together. We will be able to produce better results. One is too small in number to achieve greatness, and that's why we're here for you. Just before you go, I'd like to please implore you, if you can, follow me on YouTube. I've got about 900 videos on YouTube, my own personal videos. Please, you may want to just check it out. I post every day what I call my morning muse. Please, you want to check it out. It will be useful for you. It's an inspirational guide. You may also want to check me out on LinkedIn. I've got about 200 articles on LinkedIn that spans across professional development, personal development, human resources, leadership, financial success, even marriage is there on my LinkedIn profile. You can get some things there for you to use. And let's get to more gifts. My philosophical guide is on the screen. If you can see the URL, you can copy it and download there for yourself. This is my 2025 philosophical guide I'm giving you to access. First, to get inspired by. 2, maybe you want to adopt. 3, maybe you just want to use it to, chart your own course for the year. Remember, your thoughts are a critical factor for producing better results, and you need a methodology. The philosophical guide is that methodology, is that approach to producing better results. So you can download it here on that site, on that link. I mean, this document here is phenomenal. I have written out my life goals for my entire lifetime. What I want to become in my entire lifetime. What I want to become in my entire lifetime. I've written it out. Is in this document called My Significant Circles of Professional Engagement. And guess what? I'm giving it to you to go and check it out. Such a risk. I'm giving it to you to go and check it out. Everything I want to do in my life, that's it there. You possibly would also be able to draw inspiration from it. That's the major reason I'm sharing with you. And to convince yourself that it is possible to do these things. If other people are doing it, you can do yours as well. I'm also reminding you that come April and August 2025, we're going to be having personal transformation seminars. You may want to register your interest now. Register your interest now, please, so that we can be able to reach out to you and can be the first to know when we start to open in for live registrations. Again, for those of you that want to build your capacity or your competence in public speaking, you may want to just check out our public speaking masterclass. Last year's one was phenomenal. It's one of the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel. So you will get it. You can register your interest now so that we can get it across to you by May when the classes open. Becoming a Consultant to Kings is a flagship program. It's about having to explore strategies to solve problems for people of influence and authority. Becoming a Consultant to Kings is a conference where we talk about strategies to solving problems for people with authority and influence. So if you're a senior manager and you report to a board or to a management, you are a CEO, you report to a board, or you as a consultant, you talk to high stakeholders, high stake clients, you will need this program to help you come up with it. It has a stint of a faith-based element in it. You possibly will want to see how that works along your path as well. Finally, the workplace survey reports. For the past 3 rounds, we have been collecting data on workplace readiness. What makes people get ready for the world of work? What are the elements that get people ready for the world of work? We're going to be launching this report in October 2025. And I'm hoping that we can have some partners here join us as we launch this report in October 2025. You register your interest if you want to be a part of that event. It promises to be a very revealing one so that everyone can participate. So I release you to 2025 to go and do phenomenal things. I release you to 2025 to go and produce better results. I release you to 2025 to go and do the things that will make God, your family, your friends proud. I release you to 2025 to go and do the things that will maximize your potential. I release you to 2025 to go and do things that will cause you to be a value-adding personality. Having said this, everyone, I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for staying with us for this past 2 days. And I'm hoping that you will win. Just like your Miss Sonia has said, we are winning in 2025. We are producing better results. Thank you. God bless you and have a very good evening.
Go forth and win in 2025. Thank you, Doctor. Good night, everyone. The chat is on fire, though. You're welcome, Nina. Good night, Imran. Amen. Amen, Jumoke.
Thank you, Bumi. Thank you so much. Remile Komolade, is this Mrs. Dakomolade? Please just confirm to me, I beg you. Are you the one?
No, Senami.